Thank you for tuning into the Star Bandits podcast. I'm your co-host, Marcus Delzell.
And I'm Caleb King.
I'm Israel.
I'm Junaid.
Howdy, I'm Robbie Bland.
And with us today, we have a special guest. He works at a bank. We're not going to dox him. His name is
Chris.
Chris.
I work
Welcome
at
to
a
the
bank.
podcast. You
Bank
are a banker.
Chris.
Works at the American Airlines Bank.
Chris Banker.
Yeah, this is actually a banking podcast.
Yeah.
Took Dalton, then we took me.
Freakonomics.
True. Bunch of bankers.
But yeah, a bunch of bankers on the Star Bandits podcast.
Yeah.
I'm not no
I
fucking
wonder
banker.
when people listen to us if they think we dress nice.
We don't.
I hope they don't think that because they'll
Honestly,
be
the
sorely
nicest dressed person
disappointed.
here
I have
is
sweatpants.
Junaid.
I clean cat shit right after, before coming here. I have a blanket around me.
I got pajamas. Israel's got a wife beater.
Yeah, he's holding a baseball bat.
I'm actually the
Robert's
most
got
nice
his-
dressed person here. What the hell?
That's trash.
It's free.
Chris
Well, it
has
is
got his
trash.
cock out.
And Robbie's
I
in
do
his
not.
Hulk
I do
underwear.
not have that. But you know,
That was really funny when we were camping and we all went to the group shower together. And then I forgot I was wearing my Hulk underwear.
I
And then
laughed so hard.
I pulled my pants down and then everyone saw my Hulk underwear and laughed at me.
Yeah.
Hulk
Well, you
brand.
I
deserved
don't
it.
remember that.
That was a great. You were drunk
you were
as
drunk.
fuck.
Yeah,
I
you
was
were
a-
drunk.
Marcus
You
wasn't
were
present. He wasn't
fucking
present for
drunk,
that.
man.
Hulk brand.
Have we talked about Chris on the podcast before?
Oh,
Oh.
you
Oh.
definitely, yeah.
I've been doxxed on this podcast.
Someone,
Oh, yeah.
someone will say religious, and then someone else will say Chris word.
Okay, true. True.
And I bring up the Spaz Out podcast every other episode.
And we already delved through the origin of Chris word, right?
Yeah,
I think so. Did we?
Let's go ahead and talk about it again.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh.
Oh, Chris, if
All right,
you
well,
want
there-
to
well, there's this-
define Chris words,
All right, here's what a Chris word is. Any word that is more than 2 syllables is a Chris word, according to everyone in the group chat. For example, right? Let me just give you a Chris word.
in fruition.
Spaghetti. That's more than 2 syllables. Too much
Spaghetti's
for the
not a
group.
Chris word.
Chris word.
In fruition is a
The
Chris
actual
word.
origin is if I say a word that's more than 2 syllables, people will say, nah, that's a Chris word. Use smaller words. They can't understand me. So
Caleb's whole logic behind the Chris word is
Okay, don't put this on me. We're not gonna start with this. I'm already done with you. I'm already up here with you. You are just as much of a culprit as egging on the Chris word as I am. The Chris word meme.
the Chris word
That's
lives
true.
on in all
When
of us.
when I find a meme, I hop on it.
Right.
But you're the one who introduced
Okay.
the Chris word to me.
That is true, but don't paint me as the only one that. It's not that I can't understand these words. It's that Chris says a word. Chris says a word, and then it makes it seem like he's trying to make himself sound smarter, and so we thought that was funny. And
That's
so
the
then-
problem.
It is
I
funny.
wasn't trying to make myself sound smarter. I was just
But
throwing,
it sounds like
throwing
it,
words
and
out
it's
there.
really funny to
But
even
do you
think
learn?
that.
Do you learn these words soon before saying them?
No,
Have you
these are
known them
words
all
that I've
along?
known for a long time, and there's like, do you know what that word means, Chris? Have you ever used that word in a sentence before?
How well
That's what I
did you
get
do?
asked.
How well did you do in the class spelling bee?
I got eliminated by balloon in first grade.
Dude,
Is
that's
that a Chris
awesome.
word?
How'd you spell it? Do you remember?
BALOON, and then they said rip. There's 2 L's, and I was like, wait, no, and that was it.
And then they pushed you over, and then you went to India.
Yeah.
And then you made I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was the last 2-syllable word you wanted.
Terrorists blew up the bus.
Balloon.
No one knows that joke.
That's sad that I lost a balloon. How sad is
Do you
it?
want me to
That's
explain
really
the joke?
sad.
You want me to
Family
explain the?
No, don't.
I'm not even the one that saw the joke, and
Our poor viewers just got exposed to the going to India joke and have no idea
We
what that's
said
going to
it.
even
We said
mean.
it in the last episode.
did we?
Did
Yes.
we?
Either we said it
did.
Just
before.
say it. Just
Either
say
we
it.
said it before or
I have
after.
no idea.
You guys were watching Funny Guy. They went to. they went
Funny
to-
guy.
They went
by the
to
way.
India. They met Aziz Ansari. He said, "There's no God here." Terrorists blew up a bus. That's the whole joke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks for the TLDR.
That's basically yeah. So Chris word.
Anyway, the Chris word thing is how Caleb always explains it
Caleb.
to me is like
Oh, okay.
if there is a better shorter word to use, that's what you should use. And so
Okay.
if I ever say I don't know, one time I said I felt vindicated and he's like that's a Chris word.
That's a
Oh
Chris
no, yeah, vindicated.
Spell,
Vindicated's a Chris word.
spell vindicated.
I'm not gonna
Spell
spell,
vin- yeah, spell
vindicated. This ain't
vindicated.
the fucking spelling
Spell
bee.
vindicated.
NDAC vindicated.
Balloon. Spell balloon.
Wow. Balloon.
So like if imagine if you could say I'm scared, or you could say I'm a yellow-bellied coward. Something like that is a Chris word.
Yellow-bellied coward is like hick.
That's 3 words.
Chris words are one word only. It's not a Chris phrase.
I mean, true. Sometimes it can be joint phrases though.
No. Okay,
You
well,
seem
to
that's
be
true,
making-
actually.
you're
The most
making new
famous
rules.
All right, here's why Chris word is so bad, because the most famous Chris word was me just failing and using a word in the wrong context.
In fruition?
Yeah.
In fruition, by the way.
I was trying to talk about something coming to fruition, and I said that something was in fruition, and everybody just like, "What the fuck does that mean? Why are you using the word fruition?" And I'm like, "What are you guys talking about?" And I got flamed for Chris.
Okay,
word ever
but
since then, so-
Periwinkle was
Periwinkle is funny.
Periwinkle was deserving of flaming.
All right, Israel, what happened with Periwinkle? Because I talked to
Everybody-
Robbie about this. I don't remember.
I wasn't even there.
I think I asked what was everybody's favorite color, and you responded with Periwinkle.
I was trolling, but everyone
know,
just thought
I
it was
can't-
funny.
I
You know, you
tell
have a
on the
lot in common with
text.
Janae. Janae's favorite color is also periwinkle.
Is it really?
True. And I also got flamed for it because people didn't like that I
Because
said
Chris
that.
word. Because
Yeah,
Chris
Chris word. Yeah,
It's
I'm
literally
the
just
originator of Periwinkle, actually.
Don't say originate. That's like
Yeah.
I just said it. That's one right
Originate
there.
is
For all
not a
you-
Chris word because think of another word.
origin.
The originator.
That's like
Okay,
four
okay.
syllables.
No. But what's a small word that can like
the
justifiably
creator.
replace
I am the maker.
originate it?
I'm the creator, maker. I did it first. I said originator. That's a Chris word. Like,
I mean, I guess.
you
Chris-
really
But
hit the
originator
base.
sounds fine.
all right, you're
Like
just trolling.
inventor.
I don't know what to tell you.
Fucking
at
damn
this
it,
point.
man.
Chris,
Pick
every
and
time,
choose.
every
No,
time
it's
you
not
talk,
a pick and choose. Okay, so like
If a word doesn't sound
scientists
right-
have been studying Chris word for only a short amount of time. So like you're
There's
talking
no
about the
scientist
rules
studying
change,
this.
right?
Who are
But
the
whenever we figured out
scientists?
about
Name
cellular
one scientist
Caleb-
studying Chris
stuff,
words.
we
Caleb,
didn't
can you
know
remember the
Shut the
scientists?
fuck up, motherfucker!
Can you remember who the scientists are that are discovering this?
It's me.
Where's
Caleb,
your?
what's your reading level?
It's me and Robbie. I've been at a phenomenal reading level. My IQ's huge.
Caleb, see this card? Caleb, what number is this?
This is a dollar sign.
Okay.
Why does it say US? Like that. Okay, so this is the Joker card from a bicycle playing card.
It says
And-
U.S. because it's probably U.S. dollar.
Oh my god. It has a S and then it has a big U on it.
Yeah, I
and
see
it
it.
makes it
Oh,
look like a dollar
right.
sign.
Right.
What do those stand for, Caleb?
no, I
Right.
think it's U.S.
What does
bicycle
it
playing
stand for?
cards.
I
His
don't
reading
know.
level it's getting better.
First grade.
It's improving.
You've gotten a lot better at reading since I met you.
The fuck does that even mean?
Do you remember when you opened that kid's picture book up for Christmas and then
yeah, and
I
I didn't fucking read it.
and then I joked, "Oh, you guys got him a book in his reading level." That's where the reading level joke comes from. Because then
Surprised
you
you didn't
immediately
remember.
embraced it and then looked at the back and saw the paragraph on the back
I
and
said
said,
too big.
"Yeah, me not read this."
Well, yeah, because there was the Caleb Monkey thing with Brandon,
Yeah,
and everybody calls me a caveman anyway. So
you're a Neanderthal.
You do look like a caveman.
and you pronounce that word wrong. You
I
fag.
pronounced that word correctly.
Neanderthal.
Neanderthal.
Neanderthal or thal?
He's saying tall.
Neanderthal.
It's fucking Neanderthal.
Robert Bland. I like Neanderthal.
Howdy.
It's a Neanderthal.
Howdy,
It's a Neanderthal.
Neanderthals.
You're a Neanderthal.
Okay,
Really?
Go ahead, Marcus.
this
You
one
said-
this one's frustrating because Neanderthal, first off, but second
Neanderthal.
off, I've seen you look it up before, and apparently Google Translator calls it Neanderthal.
Ne-
No,
Because I'm
no,
correct.
no,
Or
no,
Neanderthal.
no, no, no. I looked it up. Google Translate pronounced it Neanderthal, and then Robbie's like, "Whatever, it's Neanderthal."
It's
Israel.
Neanderthal.
What
I
is
feel
it?
like I remember
Neanderthal or
differently.
Neanderthal?
I'm looking right now.
Oh, okay, Junaid, Neanderthal or thal?
I know that Google will say Neanderthal, but I've always said Neanderthal.
It's Neanderthal.
I Google translated it. That said Neanderthal.
Translate? What language?
No,
What
you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
He translated it from Chris word.
You know what I mean.
Neanderthal.
You put it
is
in a Google
Chris word
Translate,
for
and then you
stupid,
press
big dumb.
the sound button in it, and it pronounces it
That's
for
not
you.
translate. That's dictate. Is that a Chris word also?
Neanderthal.
Boom,
Yeah.
bitch.
Neanderthal.
Boom,
that's Google
bitch.
Translate.
Yeah, that's stupid.
Google.
Yeah.
That was
Thank you,
Google
Google.
pronunciation.
I'm glad I played both
That
sides.
was Google pronunciation, by the way.
Robert feels happy because it's Neanderthal.
Oh,
I feel vindicated.
you know,
That's you
I
spell
would go
vindicated.
search it, but I don't even
I
want to
couldn't
talk
do it
about it
on
anymore.
podcast.
You didn't remember.
Vindicated.
Good job.
I
Good
think
job.
you may have missed it. I'm kidding. Probably got it.
You get a point or two.
Oh.
Chris already got a point or
Or
two.
Chris point.
points.
I wish I keep a scoreboard of Chris points.
Don't say tomato. That's a
You
Chris
got
word.
vindicated, right?
Tomato's
Okay.
not a Chris word.
What is he?
Tomato is a Chris word.
How many-
Replace tomato with a different word.
Red fruit.
You see, here's the problem. So if you simplify some Chris words, then you just sound stupid. So
No.
why would you do it?
False.
False for some.
Whenever a curse word is specifically whenever you should simplify it and you don't. Whenever you should not simplify something and you say something bigger, then it is no longer a curse word.
Okay. Well, there are some times where I will speak normally and it'll be a Chris word still.
It's very
apparently.
subjective.
What is the?
It is subjective.
What is a sentence with the most Chris words that you could possibly come up
easy.
with right
the
now?
quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog, of course.
None of those are
Okay.
curse words.
That was in the book that you guys got for Caleb.
Yeah,
I made a curse word scanner. It's in my brain.
Oh, really?
I
Yes.
labored at my place of employment.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
labored at my
I
bank
labored at my
job
location
to
of
make the-
employment.
That's
where
good.
where
That's
I
good.
continuously conducted transactions.
Transactions is not a Chris word. You're just unintelligent.
My bad.
Okay,
I'll
I'm
never
kidding, but
try and come up with
transaction is not
anything
a
on the
Chris
spot
word,
ever
but
again. I'll never
conducted-
try it.
Conducted is a Chris word, so you're good.
Conducted.
At least in that context.
Okay. Ever cares.
Is vilifying
Flat
a
out.
curse word? Vilify?
No, I don't think so. It depends
No?
on the context. So
Okay.
it's
Listen.
very contextual.
Okay, here's the thing, though. Chris words would be a problem if there was a bunch of them in the same sentence, but I don't do that because then that's bad, right?
No, there could be one singular Chris word in a sentence.
Well, I know, but like the reason why you guys don't like Chris words is because you're saying that they exist because I'm trying to sound smarter. If I were using a bunch of them
But
in
it's
the
not.
same
It's not
sentence,
just
then
you.
that's me trying to
It's
sound
not
smarter.
just you. At this point, Chris word is a much larger thing.
It's
What
also
about-
it's
like
also a
like
me
how
thing.
Alzheimer's was named after Alzheimer. Like you can have Chris syndrome
Do I have a
or
syndrome? now?
Chris word syndrome.
Am I gonna die?
Pangea was named after Dr. Pangea.
You aren't the worst case of Chris word syndrome,
Manhattan was named after Dr. Manhattan.
but you let us discover.
Is over the top vitriolic a curse word too?
Vitriolic.
Over the top vitriolic? Why
Yeah.
over the top vitriolic? Just
It's just-
vitriolic.
it's
I
just
don't
a
even
saying
know.
I've
I don't
heard
even know what
before.
that means.
Exactly.
Yeah, there's probably a Chris
Spell
word.
vitriolic.
V
V I
L.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Thank you. Thank
That's
you.
50
it.
points.
Let's
T
go.
R I O L I
Okay,
C.
I'm not listening.
No more
I don't
spelling
know.
words.
Nobody was listening.
I veto that. Can we take a vote?
Spell veto.
I override your
V-
veto.
Ah, shit. This is above my reading level.
VETO.
Brother, it's 2 syllables. I know you can do it.
It's four. It's
Yeah.
4 letters.
That's the
two
joke.
syllables.
Spelling not working out.
Spelling not work today.
Brain not working.
I
Quit
move on to
brain.
hunting.
Quit brain.
Oh man.
Well, some update for our living situation. Junaid here has adopted a cat, his very first cat that he's ever adopted on his own. He should be very proud.
I'm not.
Why aren't you proud?
That cat sucks.
How does a cat
This is
suck?
awesome.
Like-
Masa's
no.
awesome. What the fuck?
No, she's
Masa's
awesome.
awesome
She has-
because
so-
you don't have to clean her shit.
She has potential awesomeness. Right now she's on a standby because she shits like every single hour and it's always out of the litter box. And just no shame too.
I saw her shit blood this morning.
Yeah, there's blood
heard it, too.
sometimes, there's other stuff.
Damn, just kill her.
One time I just
I
like
mean,
walked-
honestly though, if you open a door and close it and when I'm not looking, go ahead. Go ahead.
Schrodinger's cat.
Are you thinking about giving it away?
No, I won't give up on her.
We're thinking about killing her.
Thank you, Caleb, for your insight.
Insight.
If you're listening to
Spell
this and
insight.
you don't, we're not gonna kill a cat.
No, we got.
I hope
Yeah,
not.
I was
hope
kidding
not,
about
but
that.
I don't know.
I was kidding about
I
that.
don't know. I don't know.
She's going to go to the vet again and see what happens. But
that-
I'm thinking it might be IBS. Hopefully, like we get an answer so that we can actually like help her heal or whatever. But she doesn't feel anything. She just plays around, and sometimes when she runs too fast, shit falls out of her, and then I have to clean the carpet. So
She's always like perma bloated.
yeah, she's very bloated.
How do you know a cat is bloated? I've never seen that.
So Ramses, your cat, and Jackal, my cat, have like loose stomachs.
Yeah.
Hers is very, very tight and like kind of wide. And
So she's bloated.
that's how I would describe that.
So
So that's how you get bloated.
It's purely in a
could you imagine if doctors had to never use a Chris word?
You know,
You see, your esophagus has swelly.
Dr. Caleb.
Sorry, not esophagus. Throat.
How often do y'all
Deep
get?
throat, the deep throat.
brain make no happy noise.
How often do y'all get
You have
bloated?
brain cancer.
That's not what he was fucking talking about, but I guess so.
Brain no happy.
White ball in your brain.
Pink thinky squish no work. Has rock inside.
Very good, Caleb.
Doctors are really smart.
Not
Don't
really.
give
Are
them
they?
too much credit.
Doctors are so smart.
Junaid, how smart are doctors? Scale of 1 to 10.
I don't
Junaid.
know, man.
Yeah, pre-med.
Yeah, I'm pre-med, so
All right, pre-med. Let's hear it. Let's go.
Is COVID real?
Wait, Israel.
Israel, don't.
Is gay.
Where did the... So you tried to tape the microphone onto the mic stand, right?
Yeah,
Where the fuck is all the tape?
I threw it somewhere in the garage. It's lost
Just
to
from
me
a
bit.
guest
You used a
perspective,
lot
right?
of
We've been
tape.
Yeah, I
prepping-
know.
We were
It's
prepping
awesome.
for this podcast for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Israel
How did
was
it
taking
not
all
work?
20 of those minutes to tape his mic to
I
the
don't
mic
know.
stand,
I wrapped it
You
around.
just gave up?
This is
I
true.
did.
and he's now freehanding the mic.
This is true, and you are too.
Just to
And
let
I-
everyone
He
know,
is because
Handsome.
he doesn't have a choice.
when no
I
one
don't have a choice. I have to.
when no one was looking, I saw him rip off a little piece of tape and then put it on his tongue.
I didn't
Do you,
put
do
it
you
on my
eat tape?
tongue. I was
Do
doing
you
it.
eat tape?
Yeah, fucking Robin is sounding too.
Then he went,
Spell Robbie.
ROB bitch.
No, I already vetoed spelling. And I have all
no
the
one
authority.
gives a shit about your veto powers. You have no power.
All right, let's take a vote. Does
I override-
anyone who wants to
over-
spell in the podcast, raise your hand.
I override your veto.
And you didn't even
and
vote
I am
for
Mitch
it,
McConnell.
dumbass.
I am Mitch McConnell.
But you
I
didn't
can
even
do that
vote for
shit.
it.
Okay, Mitch McConnell didn't get to vote for the stimulus check, but he overrode it.
What do you think he would have voted for?
Fucking war, money, blowing up brown kids.
Israel is
Dude.
a natural spaz out.
Let's
guest.
go. He should honestly he should replace me. Just do it without me. Just add Israel.
I was
I have a
thinking that
question
you
for
guys.
the podcast.
What's your question for the podcast?
Why is there a fork on the table?
That's probably a
It's a
Caleb question.
Oh, it is.
He remembers.
all right, you'll get the
I have
answer
best
next week.
memory in the house.
Next week, tune in. You'll get the answer.
I do have the best memory in the house, and I will contest it
is
forever.
All right, what's the
Trash.
fork story? Hit me.
Okay, the fork story is I was getting nails out of the. Actually, I have a video of it. I was getting nails out of the wall because I was taking down the Caleb King Show set. This is a spoiler, actually. I need to make a Caleb King Show before this episode comes out.
Good luck. Good luck.
This is the only way we'll get him to release a Caleb King Show
And he's
episode, by the way.
not
Yeah.
gonna remember.
You mean I'm gonna have to make a Caleb King show before this comes out?
No, I would do it.
Caleb.
Good luck.
I
do
so
it.
I
Good
take
luck.
out. I was taking out the nails in the wall, and I was filming myself do it, and I was like, "Fuck!" Some of these are like really stuck. I couldn't get them out with my fingers, so I couldn't find the hammer. So I got a fork,
Rather
and
than
I
using a regular
forked
tool,
it
used
out.
a fork.
I couldn't find the hammer. Is what I just said.
You could have used
Did you
any.
remember that?
Not a fork, though.
Did you remember that I just said? That
No, I
couldn't
didn't.
find
I
the
have a
fucking
bad
hammer?
memory. Can you refresh
Yeah,
it?
you
real
probably have
quick?
a trash memory. It's okay. I have a better memory than you, so I'll let you know.
So there's no tool
couldn't
better
find the fork, and I
to
I
pull
couldn't find
nails
the
out
hammer, and
than
I
a
got the
fork
fork.
or a hammer. Nothing else.
Hammer not working.
He activated
The fork worked, didn't it?
When I hit nails,
I'd say it's pretty resourceful, wouldn't you?
I agree with you. I
Resourceful?
compliment
I
your
would say that's a
resourcefulness.
very Neanderthal thing of you to do.
Resourceful is a Chris word.
Yeah. I think it worked pretty good. I think it would get good.
Good job. He's
Let's go.
talking. He's communicating.
Nail in law wall. I use fork.
Caleb King Show not working out.
You put out a TikTok one time where you were like, I'm just gonna speak like a caveman or something.
Yeah. No, it's like I forgot what I said, but it was basically along the lines of I don't like whenever I like tilt talk.
Tilt talk.
Yeah.
No, you said it was like it's really
Or
easy to
caveman
just
speak.
Yeah,
Tilt
it's
talk,
really
caveman
easy.
speak is the opposite of Chris word, by the way.
Yeah,
It's
caveman,
just primal
caveman speak
instinct.
is broken though.
Is it?
It seems to work for you.
Food poggers. Food poggers. This food pogger.
Don't say that word. Twitch
Yeah,
might
yeah.
Dude,
come for you.
fuck that, by the way.
I
That
know
Twitch
Caleb wants to
bans
talk about
PogChamp.
that.
That's so fucking dog shit.
You want to talk about poggers?
Yeah, dude.
Let's talk about PogChamp.
It's one of my favorite emotes. One of the most iconic emotes in the entire world. And Twitch just removes it because some dumbasses were using it not how they wanted.
It's because the creator of PogChamp was apparently being like very openly like fucked up, combative. I don't know the whole story, but he was
fuck
like
that.
He
spreading
apparently
propaganda
yes.
and a lot of Junaid can probably.
he apparently was anti-vax. He was like denying the virus.
Right.
He was like, he was saying that the violence was justified and should keep
At the
doing
Capitol.
it at the Capitol.
yesterday.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
So
man.
like, yeah, it's like the
Well,
Pepe
that's
thing.
trash.
No, that is trash.
but
and then,
that has nothing to do with his emote.
right.
I think they should have found a way to decouple the
And-
guy from the emote in order to
I mean,
keep the
even
sentiment.
even then, like that is absolutely fucking stupid, is what he's saying, right? Like absolutely not even close to sound. But even then, like removing his voice off of anything is just straight up censorship, and that's stupid.
I think that like the emote itself, nobody knew the guy itself, and that it is completely inconsequential, and that keeping it and removing it is the same thing, and
Well-
that it doesn't have
well-
any impact on
well, that's the
anything else.
problem, Junaid, right? Because now that they've removed it and they've explained why, now more people know about it than they knew before. I didn't know anything about that guy. I didn't even know
Right,
he
but do you have a
existed,
That is
right?
true.
Do you have
So-
a positive view on him?
No, of course
Exactly.
not. Of course not. But that's the thing. I didn't even know he existed until they removed it for
Oh,
that
for
Is
reason.
sure.
it was
That's
it
what
the
I mean.
was it the guy doing the face or the guy that came
It
up
was the
with
guy
the
who doing
name?
the PogChamp face,
Okay.
yeah. Or
Interesting.
the Pogger's face, I guess.
Yeah, fuckers need to shut the
Because
fuck
at
up
that point,
sometimes.
when you know about him, you're not gonna look at him and then base your opinions on him. Because it's like if you're already like believing in this bullshit, you will automatically gravitate to these people.
Mhm.
I guess.
Even
yeah.
though if you know a new person,
Of
or, like,
course.
yeah. But yeah, it's like I don't think it's censorship, but like they wanted to make a stand. They did.
Well, removing poggers isn't censorship. I think it's stupid, but that's not censorship.
right.
But if it was like this guy is saying something on their platform that they didn't agree with, even if it's absolutely fucking stupid, and they remove him off the platform, that's just censorship.
Well,
I think for words like that, they should just do what they're doing for false information and just like have like a warning thing to where you can click on the link, but have like a sensitive tweet thing and you click on it.
So
which I
whenever
know that's
somebody
dumb.
tweets out poggers, it'll say this is
It's
a
not
sensitive
Poggers.
word.
It's
Yeah,
the emote.
but, I mean, it's
Pogger
better-
Champ. Do you know what it looks like?
No,
It's like the
not
guy
at
with his
all.
mouth open. That is like the most used emote on Twitch, and Twitch
Okay.
removed it because
Well, I thought they.
Okay, so this emote that's been used on Twitch, nobody associates it with the guy. It's just an emote.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
evolved. It's become something else on
Yeah.
Twitch, right? Because of that guy's actions, that entire emote is now gone, and a lot of people are very upset about that.
Okay.
So
Like
I
the
like how
critical.
we're talking about it so seriously, like, but it
Yeah.
really
Right.
doesn't
It's fucking
matter.
poggers.
Yeah.
as if,
Twitch
as if this
emote.
matters.
But try the the emote try hard.
yeah,
It's just a game. Just some gamer. I forgot his significance in the community, but it's
Probably
just
very
a black
little.
guy. He's just a black guy.
You
and,
guys-
and that they use his emote every time a black guy comes on the stream. Everybody spams try hard because it's just a black guy.
Oh man.
And
That's
so like
weird.
Wait,
remove
what?
that emote.
Oh,
Yeah,
Like
that-
everybody
that's
uses
Caleb's
that
argument.
emote. Everybody uses
And
that
they-
emote to just make a racist joke, and it's not even a joke. It's just like black guys on stream spam try hard.
I think the reason
Like
why
that's just stupid.
Do y'all remember Kappa? Kappa?
Kappa's still
everybody
there.
Kappa's
Yeah.
still alive.
Oh, now
Sadly.
they have Kappa Pride, which makes fun of gay people. Remove Kappa Pride.
Interesting. Wait, that's actually
It's
a
just
thing?
a
It's the
rainbow. It's
Kappa
just a
emote, but
rainbow
rainbow.
Kappa. If somebody does something that even resembles gayness, somebody will spam Kappa Pride.
Why do you have a 4 on your hat?
Poncho made it for me.
Okay.
Nice transition.
Thank
Really
you.
good.
You're welcome.
Thanks, bro.
Junaid's just like, man, we were going with something.
Yeah,
we had
but
a train of
It
You
was
thought.
still can
something.
get back on topic.
Twitch is stupid. They banned so many streamers for doing absolutely nothing.
Here's what I think people, and this isn't like my opinion. I think this is why people are so upset about like the Poggers thing is because most people associated Poggers with nothing to do with that guy, like at all. So
Absolutely, yes.
that's why they're upset that it's getting removed because
Yes.
they're thinking Twitch is taking a stand, but they're doing it in the wrong way. So that's why everyone's
Well, they've
so-
always taken stands in the wrong way.
I don't even think there's anything wrong with like being upset about that because you are having your own expression being reined in and told it's not okay to use
Honestly,
a fucking emoji.
This sounds cringe, but it is a culture in itself.
Yeah.
Like gaming is a culture.
Twitch
in
culture
itself.
is absolutely a thing.
Yes, they made a new like their own little culture of talking to each other on
Right.
that platform. That's totally understandable. But as a company, the company valued something that the people in the platform did not. So it's like they're like, oh, it's stupid to take that down, but they don't see it as seriously as the people in charge. That it probably something regarding optics or whatever, but at the end of the day, it's just completely inconsequential.
I agree. It's ultimately inconsequential.
Yeah.
But I mean, as Caleb is saying, there's so many others that are up next to get banned potentially.
Well, they've been banning streamers for absolutely
And
fucking nothing.
The whole thing is like, you ban PogChamp, you ban Tryhard, you ban Kappa Pride. They're just gonna find something else. It's very similar with what happened with Pepe the Frog, where people just started using it to push racist and anti-Semitic
The alt-right agenda.
maybe agenda, but it was more of just pushing hateful remarks, which I guess that counts as agenda. But ultimately, the most Pepe is used is by people who have nothing to do with that. But then perma branding Pepe as a hate symbol now is just kind of giving it to them.
Your point. I don't think they should remove anything. I think none of it should be removed. I don't really care that much.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like, I think there needs to be some control over their own platform, but I'm gonna be honest. Most streamers on Twitch, I think, fucking blow, and are complete non-people that never entertain me in any way.
Right.
They play a game, they look at the screen, and then they do it for 3 more hours.
Yeah,
That's about it.
I don't find streaming very entertaining. I'll watch like stream highlights, or if it's like a friend streaming like Caleb, then I'll stick around. But if it's like somebody that I watch on YouTube but they're streaming, I will not care. And
Whether
it's like
you
they usually don't play anything fun, or they don't have an interesting reaction to
I know
the
some
game.
people who exclusively watch
Whether-
streaming. They don't even watch YouTube.
They
didn't-
adore it compared to
Yeah.
Whether-
I think Junaid was on
I
the
know,
right, on the
I
track
know
with
what
it.
you're gonna say. Like, I didn't finish my point.
I'm
but
sorry.
What I'm saying is, I know that they are banning a lot of people, but is there any sort of thought about if it might be justified in that there's so many people and so many of them are just not entertaining at all, so they rely on things that are just not funny or problematic,
Mhm.
and somehow in some way deserve it. As I'm just asking a question.
Yeah, I don't think so. I've been following. I don't religiously watch Twitch streams, but I hover
We
around
have
and
a
I
friend
know
who
what's
does.
going
Ask
on.
Troy. Get him on the podcast.
Yeah,
He'll talk to you about Twitch all day.
Oh, absolutely. But like
I'd be down for Troy.
a lot of people get banned
course you
and
would.
don't get told why they get banned. These are streamers that make money off the platform and
Right.
they rely on their livelihood on it. They get banned. They don't know what they did wrong. Their audience doesn't know what they did wrong. There's literally nothing obvious that ever happened, and they just
Right.
get banned.
Mhm.
Some guy had 69 in his name. He got banned. Some guy had I think it was something booty in his name. He got banned.
Mhm.
But like they've had these names for years, like,
Right.
for 4 years.
Like, the way I was thinking about it is like for the high level stuff where it's like very like not okay. And then
Right.
the thing you're talking about, totally, like Twitch is just at fault for just like never even explaining why I don't know,
Oh,
or how
shit.
you could change it to be better,
Mhm.
even though you're not at fault at all.
Right.
Yeah.
But there's not even warning or reformation.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't like this later. I don't like this. You're gone.
Yeah. It's
There's
very
there's
dictatorial.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is just insane to me. It's insane.
I think they
I can
probably.
run a platform like that.
I think with things like that, they probably just shouldn't. I don't think you should outright ban it. I think it depends on the content. I think you should probably just, I guess you could say, hide it, but not in the sense of like it's like hidden well. It's just like you have to like search the name instead of it being recommended to you or something.
Well, even then, I think that's shitty because that doesn't let the creator know that they're doing anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, I'm talking about the problematic, like edgy.
well,
racist
even
shit.
then,
I don't mean like somebody like says like an off-color joke once on a stream, then they get banned is okay. I think that's stupid.
I'm just saying, even if something is problematic, I don't think you should be banned from a platform because of it. I think you should just have the Darwinism effect of just like people don't like you because you say dumb
I'm
shit.
closer to Junaid's stance than I am on Caleb's, but I see merit to what you're talking about. Right, I'm with
I
you.
mean,
there
people
for
are saying
some of
dumb
it.
shit, but again, freedom of speech is something you have to protect.
I think there's a difference between dumb shit and like problem shit, which is
Well, that
I think
is
that may
both
have been the
dumb shit.
difference that Junaid was trying to hint
Things
at.
that are problems and things that are problematic is usually something retarded.
Earlier, I mentioned like you ban certain things, you ban certain people from things. They just always end up finding something else. Like a lot of the dumbass cultist Trump people that think he should
Ramses.
be president for life, they get banned left and right on Twitter because they're dumb and they post stupid things that break Twitter rules. What they do is they then leave Twitter and then they go to a different website. Most recently, that's been Parler, which is just a fucking Twitter knockoff. And that's where a lot of the recent everything that happened yesterday with them storming the Capitol, that's where a lot of the planning of that went on. And I don't know. I think it's better when you have them out in the open where you can see what they're doing and talking about than it is when they've been pushed
Because
into
then you
their
can
own
criticize
corner.
them. You can criticize them and chastise them, and
there's not
do
as much of
whatever.
an echo
Well,
chamber effect.
There's also the fact that their opinion comes from you reacting to it, and that it becomes stronger the minute you answer. And however close it is to your heart that point is, but you let them, and then their audience grows, regardless of how many people counteract their points. And as a company, I think it's okay to have values that you stand by, even though Twitter is a prime example of just not having consistent values at all.
Right.
You know?
I mean, Twitter's one of the biggest fucking platforms to find fucking CP on.
Right.
I don't think a platform should have any sort of ties or agenda. I think platforms should be required
Jesus Christ.
to uphold the First
Riff
Amendment.
Ramses.
While
If you
we
guys-
were, while
if you
we're having a
guys-
very serious conversation, Marcus kind of just like yoinked Ramses off the table.
Not
and it
in
kind
a-
of looked scary.
yeah.
But
Ramses
he's all
is
good.
cool.
No animal abuse on this podcast. But
If you've heard some like oh hey like comments like while we were talking,
I made
that
eye
was
contact.
Yeah,
with
every
them.
single time Israel's like, "Oh man," or
Yeah.
"God," or "Oh boy," that's
That's
because the
Ramses.
cat jumps on the
Yeah.
table.
come here, you fucker.
Sorry, keep going, Caleb.
Oh fuck you. He's
I
going in
forgot about
Junaid's
this
lap.
conversation's also
Oh,
getting
yeah.
very serious and very dark. But it's all
I
right.
don't
That's
think it's
okay.
dark.
It happens. I mean,
Not dark.
I don't
But
think it's dark.
The
I'm
last
just saying
spaz
I think platforms shouldn't be able to straight up censor people because they're saying something that they disagree with, even if it's stupid, even if it supports something stupid or harmful, potentially harmful. I just think that people can think for themselves.
I think they have every right to have or allow whatever content they want according to whatever
I think they have.
values or mission statement they have.
I don't
But I
know.
do agree with you. I don't think it has nearly the positive effect.
Say, but it's different because whenever say like YouTube is a place for sharing like just content. That's a very vague statement. It's just content, right?
Right.
And there's a YouTube Kids, and that's specifically for kids consumption.
YouTube
Kids-
Oh, man.
Right. It's specifically for kids consumption.
Ideally,
But like, right, ideally.
It's very easy to sneak in, at least last I checked.
And they have a set of guidelines, and as long as it goes within those guidelines, people can post whatever they want. And it's normal to have things that are advertiser friendly and it gets over the line sometimes. But there's a general consensus that like as long as it's within our sound terms of service, you can post whatever you want. But a lot of the times, places like Twitter bring that way too far.
Yes.
And that once you start saying something that somebody disagrees with, that people that are powerful within Twitter disagree with, or within YouTube or within whatever, you just get
Right.
censored.
Like there's problems that have to be addressed, but they're like the order in which they have to be addressed also has to be something of importance, because there is banning people and then there's letting people grow so much that they have a very, very impactful like decision on what happens in the world.
Right.
Like, oh, go to this place, attack this place, I support you, stand by,
So
whatever the fuck.
fucking-
Right.
all that.
Yeah. So like when you get to that point and you're literally at a level of government or like whatever level of power where it's actually just not okay for them to even ban you, then that's a problem. That's a big problem.
But once you do, that's illegal. Inciting violence is illegal. If you do something illegal on a platform, you should be banned off a platform.
Oh, 100%.
Yes, but it's so easy to semantically weed your way through that.
Yeah.
It's just like, I'm not inciting violence. I'm just, giving my opinion.
Yeah.
And then there will be a million people who like that, retweet that, and say, yeah, he's right.
Or the same thing where someone will spread disinformation or just logically or factually incorrect information, but they're saying, "Oh no, I'm not lying. This is what I believe to be true based on
But
what I know."
they do that all the time.
That's why I think Twitter,
News outlets do that every day.
YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I think most platforms have adopted this, have taken the habit of labeling things
That's what I was saying
as
earlier.
being potentially false information. Like if you upload a YouTube video with COVID and the tags, title, thumbnail, description at all, YouTube system flags that you have COVID in it, and then it'll just put a disclaimer saying, here is the government CDC webpage
And
about
TikTok-
up-to-date
TikTok does the
COVID
same
information. And I think that's a better approach than just outright banning or whatever else, because then you have the correct information right there, at least to cross-reference with, and it doesn't hurt the person posting at all if they are uploading a YouTube video where they're just I don't know, making a song about COVID or whatever, something dumb like that, where
Right.
they're not trying to spread information, they're just trying to make something positive out of this negative situation.
Right.
And so then, they're not losing out on anything. Their content still exists. It's not getting shit on or anything. And the people who then upload COVID misinformation, on the other hand, have that disclaimer right there saying, "Hey, here's the facts."
Which that's much better. Say if putting a claim this or putting in something that says this claim is disputed or something like that is better, even if it is targeted at whatever. It's much better than deleting it off of the platform. Letting
Yes.
people think for themselves and figure out for themselves is 10 times better.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we've talked our way, or at least you've talked your way into like probably agreeing with the most general thing, because I think that means in most cases like deletion or removal is only used in the case when something is like illegal or something like that.
No, but they
right?
do it all the time.
Incitement to
I have to
violence.
delete tweets because I call Robbie a bitch. Like
Yeah, inciting violence.
that's stupid.
I didn't wait. You get banned for saying bitch, or you had to delete tweets for calling
No,
somebody a
like
bitch?
I had to delete tweets for calling Robbie a
Oh.
bitch.
Just like-
I called.
I also replied to somebody who said I'm gonna KMS, and I had to delete that too.
Oh yeah, you'll
Like,
get
obviously shit like that's
you'll
a joke.
get real hurt if you post anything about self-harm like
I
at
called.
all.
I called Tommy Lauren a bitch on Twitter yesterday, but I didn't get banned. That's weird.
Well, because it's selective.
Yeah.
Sometimes
I
it's
can live
most.
with that.
Sometimes the algorithm
She's a
misses
bitch.
stuff and people have to report it.
Yeah.
Other times the algorithm is slow. Like whenever Twitter updated its algorithm, tweets that I tweeted at Caleb years ago, when every time he'd tweet, I'd reply to him calling him just a curse word, and I'd pick like a different curse word every time. Like I forgot those tweets even existed, but then just like months ago, the algorithm finally caught up with me before I created a new Twitter account.
Right. And
And like flagged like a bunch of those tweets,
Oh,
and so I had
man.
to delete them before I could get back into my old account. But then I was like, I need to get rid of this account. There's too many Caleb is a bitch tweets on there.
Like they block the tweet, and then they're like, okay, now you have to manually delete this tweet, or you can't use your account.
Yeah,
Instead of like putting like a sensitive marker on the tweet or something like that, or
You see, like I think those are justified, but they're just annoying.
I don't even
It's-
think they're justified.
No,
though.
no, like justified isn't you getting mad. Like it's just
Oh, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
you're right. It's just like it's just annoying. There's no other underlying fact to that. It's like
Right.
annoying. It sucks, sure, but then it gets to a high level where it's not only on the platform anymore. It's influencing IRL. It's in real life. Things can happen. Legislation can pass. Whatever it is, those things have to be taken in another way. It's not black and white, like bad, good, but like it's more than annoying at that point. It's like you have to make a stance so that people are protected. because that's what you're doing at the end of the day. You
What?
know?
Oh, so the general population is protected?
Right. Because if it has so much power, then some people will be affected very negatively. And them making that taking that position of deleting is something that takes more thinking than just bad, don't agree with, delete, because I think it has to be thought of a lot more.
I just think that much more good will happen if you educate people rather than censoring things that you don't agree with. You know what I'm saying?
I think we've all already agreed. Anything that is actually illegal, like incitement to violence.
Right. But
I think we all know the elephant in the room here. The tweets that were removed yesterday,
yeah.
entirely justified.
Yeah,
There was no wiggle room
I didn't
there.
even get to see those.
They
I
were
was following
incitement of violence.
Was it-
Basically,
It was,
I mean, I won't.
well,
verbatim-
basically,
I won't.
I
won't,
can't.
Go ahead. I mean, if you want to.
Sorry.
This might sound like me justifying this Trump tweets.
No,
I didn't
no.
even see the Trump tweets.
It's okay. Well, that's not what you've been talking about
Yeah,
either.
a lot-
That's
a lot of
why
my content
we're kind of
creators
dancing
that-
around it.
So yeah, go ahead, Robbie. You first. I'm my bad.
What it basically came down to is his first tweet was man, we all agreed we didn't want to talk about this. His first tweet was
I'm
basically
sorry. I think this
Mike
is my
Pence
fault.
is a traitor to the country. Go get him.
That's what Trump said?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
He said it in a very roundabout way, but he's like, Mike Pence is a coward who failed us. Good patriots now need to go onto the Capitol and do something about it. That was his tweet. And then after that, he realized, oh shit, I've caused a shitstorm. He said, please, don't be violent.
Be respectful.
Respect the police.
Go home and
No, that came
spread
after.
peace and love. Fucking trash ass.
But here's the thing: is he said, be respectful, don't break anything, don't be unruly, whatever. And then right under it said, but this election has been stolen, and you need to do something about it.
Still planting that seed,
which is
by the
still
way.
just encouraging them to go.
And then the last tweet that was removed, I don't remember it verbatim, but he basically said something.
He released
to the
a
order
video.
after the video. There was another
Oh.
tweet. It's something to the order of like, "This is what happens whenever a rightful election is stolen," or whatever. So just more garbage, basically
And then it was,
justifying it.
you know,
So.
you're brave, you're special, I love you.
Okay, so if
What a
there's
fucking lot.
if there's a
man.
counter, like green to red, like for sure that's definitely in red. But throughout the years, and so many people, they've been towing that line very hard.
closely, yep.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And that's what's dangerous.
It's scary how the fucking internet can cause all this shit, man. Like false
But-
information.
I think that's where like the line is. You know, if you're towing the line, you're gonna get the label, you're gonna get the caution, the warning. You
Mhm.
know, when you cross that line, then you get fucking lated and yeeted. You know, delete your account, delete your tweets, whatever. And it's a better system than the alternative, where a lot of people just get
You know what's
banned
a better
unnecessarily.
system than the alternative? Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition.
That
This
is so
wow.
true. Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition
host.
is incredible. Theater of the Mind. That's what that game is. Do you want to talk about Dungeons and Dragons?
I mean, I can. I don't
That was
want to
a
talk about it if
hard
nobody else
transition.
does, but it's fun.
What do you
That's a
mean?
good
No,
one.
I like-
we
I
all
like
play,
D&D.
all right, except for these two.
To this day,
I don't
still
like
haven't
playing.
played
Play,
D&D.
but
I don't like
D&D,
playing. I
great.
just haven't played.
Great game.
D&D is fun.
It's
Great game.
fantastic. It's
It is the best way I've found to escape any current sort of mood downer.
it's
Yeah.
fantastic escapism. It's
Yeah.
great.
Uh-huh.
But it's productive escapism too, from a imagination point of view.
Yeah.
Because not only do you have to like either as a player or a dungeon master, you have to like paint this world in your head, and you have to play in that world without very many visual aids at all.
But players also have to problem solve and
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and fight for themselves.
Which is pretty awesome.
It's a great game. Like it's just fun. Like it's a I mean it has so much versatility for the players, and you can like adapt it to be fun for like any group as long as you know what you're doing, if
Yeah.
that makes sense.
A lot of people have a misconception about D&D and think it's just like all of it is made up.
It's
Um,
all nerd
there are-
LARP
there are-
garbage is what
There are
some people think.
rules to D&D. And
Are they fucking around in that growing tent?
Doesn't matter.
Okay.
Israel.
Israel likes watching the cats.
and you create your own game as if it's like a Mario level maker. And
Yeah.
But you you have a huge template for it. So, and there are rules to D&D, and you do play it as if it is a game.
But
as if
you
it's
you
almost
can
like a
also
board
like
game.
make your own rules
Oh,
or choose to
absolutely.
omit rules.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But before I got into it, that's what I thought D&D was, where people are just making shit up. Like, oh,
Yeah.
actually, I use my wizard staff and I counter that. Like, okay, well, I'm God and I throw a lightning bolt.
Just
okay,
like
well, actually, I'm the
Infinity
devil.
Shield.
Right.
And I-
It's,
yeah.
it's not a game of complete make believe. That's not.
Yeah.
That's
That's
not
what a lot
how
of people
D&D is
think.
intended.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think people make shit up for fun. Pretty
Yeah.
much.
It's not trying to argue why Hulk would lose against your favorite character because I will always win that argument.
Yeah.
Hulk will always win.
Well,
But
apparently, Broly
there are a
won.
lot of misconceptions around the game, but like the best way to learn about it is to like either play it yourself with like your friends or like to watch like a stream of it or something like that. That's a good like way to litmus test what it is.
Honestly, another good way to get into the game is just buy the player handbook and then read the whole
Read it.
thing, like front to back.
A
It
lot
sounds
of people
boring as
don't
fuck
wanna
because
do
it's
that.
huge. Because
It is
I agree.
boring.
That sounds boring
It
as
is
hell. to
I
me.
definitely
didn't
boring.
think it was boring. I got the book before I played. I read the whole
I
thing
can
and I
see-
loved it.
I
I
can see
Listen,
loved
why-
it.
you're great
I can
and you're
see why you
special,
don't-
but a lot of people don't want to do that.
It is so I don't know. It's just the character creation part is really fun for me. But
Don't get me wrong. I agree. It's just that most people would say, "You want me to read this giant handbook to play
Yeah,
one game?"
yeah.
Fuck
Yeah,
no.
every
Like,
time
Why would I
it's,
do that?
it's so worth though.
Like,
I'm-
Okay,
It's-
I can see where you're saying that because you named your cat after a pharaoh and you're going to name your kid Prometheus, and so
yeah.
that's why you're saying that reading the player's handbook is fun.
Well, that's the thing,
So
right?
reading
you know that
and
the,
big names are equal.
no.
You know, you know that the average American can't read like a 1-page paper for like a board game.
Is
You
that
think they
true?
can read a book for like a D&D, which is a
Slowly-
game?
I think they should if they want to get into the game.
I think they should slowly introduce themselves into the game if they want to play.
Okay, do what you want to get into the game. It is an excellent game.
Super fun. Play it with
Yeah.
your friends or play it with a rando if you're lonely.
Do you guys
Actually, card shops also a lot of the times have D&D games that you can join
Do
in
you
on.
guys-
They're kind of
One-shots and
gatekeepy.
stuff like that.
They are gatekeepy.
They are
so
definitely gatekeepy.
Just
and
get
they-
some friends and then play with them.
It's weird because it seems hard to get into from an outside perspective, but it's really not that bad. Like D&D is a game of like improv, pretty much, right?
It is.
You have to find a group.
Like, it's like the most fun improv exercise possible.
It is.
IMO.
You have to commit to it too.
Do you
and make
guys-
it a regular
Yeah.
thing?
do you guys prefer playing it online or in person?
in
So-
person, 100%.
So
In person.
I have never had the pleasure of playing an in-person game.
You gotta come over sometime.
I've only played it online, right? But I still totally enjoy it online, right? Because like there's some great software out there where you can like have like maps and like your character tokens and like buttons that will like do all of, like the complicated rule stuff for you. So like I like it. It makes it. I think it's simpler for like someone who doesn't want to read all the shit like in the book physically.
We
Yeah,
need
that's
to
cool.
we need to play
I
virtual
hated
D&D.
oh, my bad. I'm sorry.
We need
Yusuf.
to. You're good. We need to play virtual D&D where you just type in like your name and then a bunch of other shit, and then it will literally like play the game for you. But as you like type in like what you want to do next, it's really fun.
It's a text.
Yeah, text.
There's like a
Dungeon
text
game.
D&D thing. That's
Yeah.
that's a little different because that's not what I do. I mean, I
Yeah.
just use like a platform, and then from there you do everything else, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I think it'd be cool if I think it'd just be easier if you did that. Like if the dungeon master had the website pulled up and he
Yeah.
did and he calculated everything on the website. But because looking up rules is annoying, and looking up what spells do is annoying, and looking up the range of spells and looking up the time thing of spells because I can't remember all that.
Usually, what you do is
Best
you
memory
either,
in the house, by the way.
you either
Yeah,
have,
you remember that.
I would if I had
have
to.
a
No, you
worse memory
fucking
than
couldn't.
both of you, and I can remember it all day. So
for what most
I don't know
people
what you're talking
do
about.
with spells and stuff. They'll have a spell book and they'll print out the spells and then just put them in a
and what they
in a
do
book.
and how many dice you have to roll and when you can use them and all that shit.
Because all the information for your spell is in one paragraph, and it'll just tell you everything that you need to know about
Right.
it. But and also as a DM, I have the whole database of like every spell, and so I want to cast magic missile. How far can it go? And then I can just type in magic missile and then see.
That's
it.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, which isn't hard at all. You just
But there's like fucking hundreds of spells and hundreds of moves.
yeah,
you
but
can do.
but you don't have hundreds.
You don't have to even
know
keep
you don't
track
have
of hundreds of
hundreds.
spells as a player. That would
Yeah.
be terrible.
Yeah.
yeah, I understand.
That would just be trash. That would be. I understand. Like if a player who plays D&D doesn't have to read everything. They just need to know all the rules that apply to their character and how to play the game, and then they can just have fun, like improving and learning the game as they go.
Right.
Because like that's how I learned how to play the game. Like I joined a campaign with like my girlfriend and my friends like a year and a half ago. insanely fun, and I didn't really know how to play D&D when I started. So like I just learned as I went, and it's honestly not that bad as long as you just like have a group that like allows you to introduce mechanics and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
The like genuinely there are like two things that hard stop me almost every time I try to play D&D, and this is like my second time now.
It's you.
It's 100% you.
It's
Oh yeah,
me.
it's all in you.
It is me. That
Okay.
Okay, yeah,
What's your
thank you.
actual? I'm kidding. What's
You're
your-
welcome.
What is your actual reason?
it's
Made up excuse.
Do you swear to God?
Can you?
John 21.
I don't believe in God.
Would you
It
go
was,
on a date with that excuse?
Take that excuse to bed, man.
We've never taken anyone to bed.
Let's go.
I don't know if
I'll
you
take
remember-
myself to bed every night.
All right.
Let's see here. Fuck.
The only two things that stop you. The only two things that stop you.
from wanting to do D&D.
Other than yourself.
Because you stop yourself.
Obviously, it's myself.
I said other than yourself.
Like obviously.
yeah,
that's
I know.
implied.
I know.
It's because you're lazy.
Just say your
Well,
excuse.
This is not an attack on Robbie's character.
It's
What is he-
not.
what do you? Yeah.
It's
I'm attacking Robbie's character.
dude. I'm gonna reach across this table.
I
Robbie's
really want
actually
you to
upset.
say it.
It's sad.
It's the rule book. We've talked about that. Like, I sit down and I'm like, God damn, do I really want to fucking read this? Because yes, I'm lazy, and
Character flaw.
B, yeah, it's a character flaw, obviously. B, it's the genre, like just fantasy magic spells has just never really.
It doesn't have to be
You
that
watch
way.
Star Wars.
My first my first game I ever DM'd was sci-fi. It wasn't even fantasy because it translates like just as well.
I know it would.
It's even funnier whenever the characters are fantasy, but you're in a sci-fi world. I mean, it's easier that way because you don't have to like
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes, Caleb, I watched Star Wars. Star Wars is a fantasy. It's also a sci-fi fantasy.
okay, then
and
play
a soap
sci-fi
opera.
D&D.
I would. I have played like mini sci-fi D&D games with like people before, and those are always more enjoyable to me. But like I just think, and I'm like, man, I gotta fucking come up with spells and this and that and fucking
and
dragons.
we all offer to help you too.
I know. It's always just a mental block on my own self
I
because
think
I've just never I've never watched Lord of the Rings. I've
You
never
don't have to.
never cared about Harry Potter. And
You
so
don't have
those,
to.
Oh,
well, no, obviously you don't have to, but those genres just have never
Okay.
like worked for me.
Piqued your interest, right?
Yeah, but
And that's the
if it
foundation of
was
the game.
more sci-fi oriented or more like fucking comic booky, I guess,
It has
because
to be
we
like a
all know,
reskin of how the game is,
yeah,
pretty much, right?
It would immediately appeal to
Which
me more.
there's universes like that. Like there's
I know.
Yeah, but another thing is that a lot of people say like whenever they're what
No, nothing. I just thought of something.
Like,
I-
like specifically, like there was a night that I was going to create my character, and then I was looking through the races, and it was human, orc, elf, dwarf, like the usual stuff, and I'm just
Right.
like, I don't really want to be any of these.
But a lot of people think whenever they're going into D&D, like, okay, I have a couple guys and I'm a fucking elf assassin, and now we have to fight this giant dragon. After we beat that, we take the gold, go wherever. But there's lots of stories, and it's up to your dungeon master, of course. But like,
yeah,
there's stories and there's characters and there's character growth, and your character has flaws, and like, it's a storytelling element that has never been done before ever. It's not a video game storytelling where it's built for you. You literally make it.
oh yeah, I know
and it's
that.
interactive.
It's incredible.
I know that.
That's probably.
I know that when I play
Yeah.
D&D, I will have a great time and be ultra invested in it. It's always just those.
It's
like,
a barrier to
bumps
entry,
at
right?
the start.
It's a
that I'm
barrier
just
to
like,
entry.
Damn.
Like I'll
I
give you.
wish someone would just do it for
I'll
me.
give you a perfect example of
But
another game.
that's not the point of the game.
right,
I know.
Also, the
I
thing
know.
is
Wait.
if somebody does it for you, you will not be committed to your
True.
character.
I know.
I've got a good
I
point.
know.
I've got a good point. There's another game that is just massive barrier to entry, and that's why a lot of people don't play it. League.
League
Same
of
thing.
Legends.
Fuck that.
I'm not
Nope.
trying
It's my
to
favorite video
convince you to
game.
play League. It's the same thing, right? There's such a ridiculous like knowledge gap, at least a perceived knowledge gap, that why would someone want to get into the game? But you don't have to know all of that stuff to get into the game and have a good time. Which is
the one league game I played, I was just
You play two.
I played two. Why? It was one
I
session.
know you wouldn't remember it, but you played two.
It was
with the best memory in the house. He remembers it.
Yeah.
it was one session. My bad.
No, there were two different sessions.
There were
It
two
was one
different
game each
sessions.
session. You played one with me, and you played one with me and Rachel.
So I played one with you one time, and then another time played
Yes.
one with you and Rachel.
Yes.
I only remember the one with
Yeah,
Rachel.
Rachel was
Ask
like
Rachel.
begging
What a
you to play
memorable
it
game.
too. I remember.
Yeah.
League is an incredible game.
but anyways,
Yeah,
back
whatever.
back.
I just couldn't get into it. I was just so bored the whole time.
but back to it. The best part about D&D is that it's great storytelling if it's done well.
Amazing.
Like
stories.
Yeah.
Agreed.
like organically like cool like moments can happen in D&D games.
Yeah.
Which like from an outside perspective it sounds cringe, right? But that's the point of escapism is like being able to like listen or like see or interact with like a great story. That's why
Yeah.
people love books
Yeah.
and movies and cinema and stuff so much is because they can escape from their reality and enjoy something else.
Yeah.
If you can
And-
become a part of that reality in a cohesive way that doesn't feel forced, fantastic.
And
that's
it's
what
bare
D&D is at its
bones.
best.
Yeah.
It's just storytelling with your friends.
It
where
is.
Everyone
Right,
is
that's what it
contributing
should
a different
be.
part of the
and
story.
it's never or like some dungeon masters have it very railroady. So like no matter what you do, you always get to the same destination.
I think that's
but
trash.
It is trash. But that's why I don't like those like the Wizards of the Coast, the people who made D&D. They have these adventure books. And
Yeah, they're called modules, or they're
Yeah.
books that have like streamlined stories, right? And if you play it to the T, you're basically telling your party what they're doing.
yeah.
I'll give you an example. The campaign I'm playing in is from a book, right? It's called Curse of Strahd.
Oh,
It's
I know that one.
Best book in all of D&D, by the way.
Yeah.
Anyways, I've played it for a year and a half, and we're almost done. It's fantastic, and I don't feel like I was railroaded at any point.
Oh,
Like,
that's good.
the
That's
best
good.
part about like those books is not following it to the T. It's like taking the source material and then just laying it out as an open world and telling your party do it. And
Yeah,
then if they
yeah.
get to certain points, you obviously have like stuff to
Yeah,
work with,
yeah.
like characters and stuff like that.
I write my own stories and I play with people who write their own stories. And one time we were playing through this story. This time I was an actual player, not a DM. And the whole thing is like, we're traveling through and this family needs help. And we get there and there's like this curse put on them and like their baby has to be given up to this demon.
And then we made it season sorry.
And then we go to India and we met his season. Sorry. Okay,
The
anyways.
baby can't spell.
There's no God here.
And so
Nobody can spell here.
The demon comes and is like, "Oh, give me your baby." And this is like towards the end of the story or the end of the quest, I guess. And the goal, the obvious mission or the obvious goal is to keep the baby safe and deliver it back to the family and keep it away from this demon. But instead, because of the character who is holding the baby, because of his flaws, his character flaws in the in game, because of his motivations in game, this and that, he killed the baby in his hands so that neither the monster could get the baby nor the family could get the baby. And then the DM didn't know what to do, so he paused the game for like 2 hours and went outside and just was thinking about what to do next for the story.
Like, what the fuck
Damn.
do I do with this?
Yeah, because he was not expecting that, and he was like, I don't know what to do from here. I was not thinking about this when writing this. That is my favorite thing as a DM. Is whenever the players force you to come up with things that you weren't prepared for.
Yeah, to like up your game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's the ultimate test of improvisation,
Right.
In order
It
to have
is.
a good cohesive story. Now,
Mhm.
D&D can also, just to be clear, be a terrible game if
Terrible.
done poorly, right? Like if your players just don't care, or like players just actively ignore the rules, or someone that just doesn't want to be there,
Or if
they're
they
po-
kiss each other.
or if yeah, I guess that
They're
too.
just too
but-
busy fucking sucking and drinking.
yeah, those. But anyways, the game can be bad if players and DMs like don't cooperate.
Yeah.
There are ways for the game to be done poorly, but if the game is done well, it's one of the best things. I think it's just one of the most fun games, at least in my opinion.
The two people who I know, one being Dalton, one being Tristan, who had a really bad first time playing D&D that turned them off forever. They went to play with some people who they didn't know very well, and they were in game, and then the players just used the game as an excuse to kiss each other.
What the fuck?
Because they were like
Okay.
like their characters in game were dating. They weren't dating in real life, but they were dating in game.
Oh
And
shit.
so they were like, "Oh, come here, babe. I'm gonna kiss you. I'm gonna kiss you."
So
and then the
cringe.
DM was like, "All right, now you gotta kiss." And then they kiss each other, and then it made Dalton uncomfortable,
They're
and
just
then
like,
it made
"What the
Tristan
fuck is
uncomfortable,
this?"
and they did not want to play anymore.
I
But
you
that
don't
is
have to role
yeah.
play what
If
your
they did
characters
that-
are doing IRL.
If I showed up to that and they're just like, all right, now you have to kiss, and then they just started kissing,
Would you blow him up?
I would just fucking fight them.
Yeah.
Caleb would just lay the smack
And
down.
I'd just look at Tristan and Dalton, and then I'd just punch somebody in the face and hope that they started going with
I'm
me.
curious. How do
I'm
you
not,
feel?
I'm not even
Oh,
kidding. I would just start hitting somebody. This is not even a joke. I will hit you. If you do
PDA
that.
just pisses you off.
No, it's like
Unprompted,
making it
random like that.
You understand what I'm saying?
No,
You-
I do. I was just
Right.
setting up. For it.
I didn't want to explain that.
I'm curious, Israel. How do you feel about any of this? Because you haven't talked. I'm curious.
Oh, I haven't had anything to say. Honestly,
I think you would love D&D,
Anyways.
honestly.
I was gonna
I was
talk to.
joking.
I think you would love D&D as well.
It doesn't seem like my kind of type of game or a way that I'd like to experience storytelling.
Having
It all kind of just
Well,
seems.
that's fine.
It all kind of just seems, and this isn't an insult to y'all. It kind of just seems cringeworthy to me. Like I don't enjoy really any of it. That's not poo pooing on any of y'all or anything. It's just like
No, you're just calling us.
it's
cringe.
just like
That
it's
was
just
an
like
easy
I
call,
don't,
cringe.
I don't know.
Cringers.
It just seems very. I'm still talking.
I'm so sorry for cringing near you.
You're good. Yeah, I don't know. It just I don't know how to describe it. Like there are just some things that I don't think I'd like or like at all that I can't put into words. I don't
Like
know.
a Philly
I just-
cheesesteak sandwich.
It's
Huh?
fine if you prefer different methods of storytelling.
Yeah, I mainly like I like Telltale or Choose Your Own Adventure games, but I think with just everybody that I know in person and interacting with them in a board game, I just don't have that much fun. I prefer it more in like a video game sense, or it's a very rare thing where it's like a movie, like that one Black Mirror thing that you like. What's it called? Black Mirror.
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch.
Yeah,
Which was a
that
great
was
film.
that was pretty interesting.
Agreed.
But I think when it's just people that I know, I don't think I'm gonna have as good of a time. I think if it's just a video game or my own control where it's just me, then I have
Yeah,
a
you
lot
know,
more
Which
enjoyability.
that preference is fine, but I would have just asked somebody before they make that criticism to understand it first.
yeah,
Which
Right.
I'm sure you understand it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that's fine.
Yeah.
I think that one thing that could make it slightly less good would be that some people take it really lightly and some people are really adamant about what they want
Yeah.
to do.
Mhm.
that's
The
also
story has to be good or whatever.
that's also a thing that drives me away from it.
Yeah.
There are a lot of people who the D&D people will call them like rules lawyers. They're like obsessed with getting the rules right and everything has to be done to a T and all that. And that can be a huge turnoff for like newer players is like playing with someone who's like being a dick about a fantasy video game or not even a
Yeah.
fantasy video game, like a fantasy improv story being a dick about the rules. It just kind of feels bad,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
So if you have the wrong group of people together, then definitely I can see why the game would
Oh
go
yeah,
very
it's,
poorly
It's,
for
it's
sure.
a performance.
Yeah.
You have to find the right group. You have to groups that kiss each other and groups that hard. Because I hate hard role playing. I think that's fucking cringe out of my
What do
asshole.
you mean by
Yeah.
hard role play?
Hard role playing is like
Role
I
playing
am
that makes you
Balthazar,
hard.
and I am a fucking Viking.
Yeah,
of the
that's
fucking Nord,
also
I 100% agree with that.
like
that's
oh
also
my god, I'm gonna punch
Do you mean
you
like
in the face.
like LARPing, like shit like that? IRL,
absolutely.
or-
Absolutely. Okay, so
LARPing.
making your character do something that your character would do is a perfectly fine way to role play, and that's exactly what you should do. But everybody talking in their voice and like pretending that they are the character while they're playing a game,
Like
I think that makes me want to hit you.
like when you go to a Comic-Con and everyone's dressed up and doing
No,
Okay,
no.
it's subjective.
I am the mighty Thor.
Okay,
Dude, remember that
is
one?
cringe.
Remember that one
That is
clown?
cringe, I'm not
There was
gonna
this. I can't remember the name of this YouTube video where there's this one clown that goes to a Comic Con and he interviews a bunch of people dressed up in
Oh, that guy's
superheroes.
so funny.
Dude, he roasts the fuck out of them. Like I remember. Oh man, I can't remember a particular insult, but oh fuck, trash memory by the way. But yeah,
Rip.
who's next?
Whenever I DM, I have to do a voice with certain characters, otherwise you won't know who's talking.
Okay, that's
Yucko
that,
the Clown.
That's
That
true.
was his name.
Yeah,
but
Yucko
you're,
I
the
think it
Clown.
depends on how
But
much
you're
you
still
enjoy
Marcus.
acting.
Yeah.
you're not Balthazar the Mighty or whatever.
Yeah.
You're Marcus and you're
Uh,
reading for these characters.
yeah.
That's
It-
fine.
It depends on how immersed you get or how like realistic the immersion can be. Because like I agree, there's like such a thing as like cringe levels of immersion where someone's trying way too hard to do something that they just can't pull off, and it's just bad.
Right.
Like just don't do it. Right. Like if you can't pull something off in D&D and you try and force it too hard, you're gonna sound like a cringer.
because
People.
okay, D&D is a game. if you were acting, if there's a play going on, that is where you fully are a character and you can take over a character and you can just be, and that is part of the immersion.
It also depends on how good you are at doing that stuff, right? 'Cause
But if you're playing a game, you can't be a character, man. It's just
well, you have
you
to.
can't
You
do
also
it.
have to play the game, so you have to tell people what you're doing, and then if your character speaks, they need to sound like your character. Otherwise, it's just trash. You know what I mean?
I mean, I guess, but like,
Well, okay. So what?
it's
I'm
like,
trying to
I
get
am
your
about to
point.
draw the money and I am about to strike this fucking dragon, and then you roll a fucking 20-sided die, and then you write something down on a piece of paper. Like, it's not. There's way too. You can't have that wall, or you break that wall constantly. That you can't get immersed in a game. Immersed in a game that is so like hands on.
I think I disagree a little bit.
It's like pausing your play every little second to.
Well, that's what I'm saying. If there's
say
like
what
a
the characters are
ridiculous
doing.
cliff between like what you're doing in character and then you just have to do mundane stuff and it's just not the same and you're just completely ruining your immersion, then it's not good. Like I understand that, but like I
But
don't know.
I'm saying that is not D&D is not a place to hard role play.
You probably get challenged with that opinion quite a bit.
If you're into it and your group is into it, then do it.
Yeah, I think it depends.
It's
Same-
another,
yeah.
it's another thing of the right
If
group.
nobody is there to say this is cringe, then it cannot be cringe.
That's true.
That
That's
is true. I'm saying that that's cringe.
To you.
Should I be the cringe?
That's
context-
not your play style.
Okay, how about this?
I wouldn't
It's
like it either.
out of
Okay, but
context,
like, imagine
it's-
if plays did that. Imagine if plays there was a narrator, and every like 10 seconds somebody narrated what was happening. In that
There
play.
there
That's
are
the
plays
thing.
for
No,
that. Like
but that's never happened. There's not a play where
Oh.
a narrator is talking over everybody happening, and like
Yeah.
somebody hit something, and like for blind people.
There's
Yeah.
definitely a play like
that is
that.
like
they
people,
do
there's
they
a
do
lot
that.
of plays.
Okay,
Okay.
there are movies
No,
like
there's
that.
not.
There are
Every
not,
10 seconds somebody says exactly what's happening. No, there is not a
just
play, and I
because
will
you
put
don't
that on my life.
remember it doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
Find that play, and I will give you $200.
All right.
Okay, my
Every
church-
10 seconds
my-
somebody says something that's going on.
my
There's
church.
not a play like that.
You're
My,
being
Naruto
very
does that.
specific, but
No.
yeah.
my
Yeah, they
church
do.
would do that though. Is the
Who?
thing. Like whenever they were like Willow Creek Church. I've been to a million churches, but that's one of them. Where they were like a super ass rich church.
Ass rich.
Yeah, ass rich. Super rich ass church. And
Super S.
Yeah, I tried escaping
super
it, but
ass
I failed. But they for people that were disabled, they'd like go in like the back of like the church at the lower level, and then they'd have either headphones or the screen, and they had the subtitles of what was being said. But mainly that was for the plays. I don't think it'd be for like for whenever the pastor or somebody was speaking. But
I'm talking about part of the actual performance.
Naruto does that.
No, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Every 10 seconds, a narrator says something that's going
He's
on.
trying
Yeah,
to argue
so-
I'm arguing a very specific, unrefutable point. I think the general sentiment is the
I
same.
got his
You
ass.
know
That's,
exactly
that's
what
not
I'm
a
saying.
good style of argument, bro. It's okay.
Bro,
That's not a
I'm
good
about to
style
flip
of
my
argument.
shit. You are
Listen.
playing a D&D game.
I'm not talking about that right now.
No,
I'm talking
I'm
about what
making
you're
I'm making a
doing.
connection
All
between plays and D&D.
right. Okay.
Plays are a place for immersion and role playing.
On stage.
D&D is not a
And
place
sometimes backstage.
for role playing or immersion.
I think that is
Or
ju-
not
that
immersion.
that statement that you said right
Acting.
there is not true. That is
I think
false.
it is definitely opinion.
I'm bored of this argument. It's entirely subjective.
I don't
If
give a
your
fuck what
group
you're
doesn't
saying.
think it's cringe, your group doesn't think
Yeah.
it's
I'm
cringe.
not saying that. I'm saying I think it's cringe and it's
Okay,
cringe.
we
That's okay.
know. We
Yeah.
get it. We
Some
get
people
it.
We
can
know
get
you think it's
cringed out
cringe.
by it,
Right, we
but
all
it's
agree
okay. Not-
that if we were in that situation, we would be cringed out.
Right.
That I
you
agree.
would punch them and kill them and shit on their grave. Yes.
Which situation? The kissing situation, or what?
Okay, I was just making a connection between like, what if you did this in a play and you're like, there are plays like that.
Do we got
no,
emails?
there's not. No, there's fucking not.
They do it in Naruto.
No, they don't.
Sasuke will use a Chidori, and then they're like, "Oh, look, Sasuke's using a Chidori."
Okay, but
Sasuke, Ichidori, those are Chris words, man.
Sorry, my bad.
Naruto is a big Chris word too.
Anime man
Boruto?
and anime power.
I don't know.
Boruto's dad, the anime
What-
series.
what anime-
Agree to,
I asked
agree
you-
to disagree, right?
okay,
It's different.
I asked.
Yellow man make ball of energy.
You know, sometimes
Goku
I-
charges his laser.
I
again.
used to act in a lot in plays a lot more, and I was in this Christmas play where I was playing the Grinch, and there was this one girl who was playing a mouse, and
Did you date her?
no, but backstage when you try to talk to her, She was still the mouse.
That's
no.
cringe.
No.
That's cringe.
Okay.
And that's cringe.
Okay.
Don't do that.
I
Don't do
think
that.
I think
place
I think
for
that can
doing that
work,
stuff.
but it really I think
I-
it really depends on the role.
I think it can work if you don't talk to anybody.
yeah. Well, I think like yeah. Okay.
No,
yeah.
no,
that is.
I'm
that
serious.
is-
I'm serious.
That is
like,
true. Because I
in
know.
high school, Dalton was in plays, and he would have to be really serious before going on stage, and he would sit in a chair and like try to bring himself to tears.
Yeah.
And you know, if you talk to him, he's going to respond to you.
Yeah.
He's not
Oh,
going
wait,
to be
what's
his
up?
character. But he was like immersing himself backstage.
Yeah.
You know.
Method acting is different, and it's just an acting
That's not
style.
method acting, but yeah.
That's cringe
Right,
acting.
but-
Like Jared Leto was the Joker on set of Suicide Squad. Oh
But
my
there are a lot
god.
of good method actors that don't.
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, I know. Do you guys know the whole Jared Leto shit?
Yeah, I know.
Oh
but
man.
like
yeah.
a lot of people just have different acting styles and things to prepare
Yeah.
themselves. But obviously, if you have the role of a mouse and you're doing that, it's a little bit over the top.
It is
and
over
you
the
should
top.
stop doing
Yeah.
that.
So let me get some clarification then, because
Shut
Ass
shut the
rich.
fuck up. Anyways, so I'm
Let-
clarifying
let-
it then. So are you saying that you can't role play or be immersed in D&D, or are you saying that
I'm not
don't
saying
do it
that.
all the time?
No,
right?
I'm not saying to not role play, because doing things that your character would do is essentially role
And
playing.
saying it in a certain way, right? Is that
I'm
automatically
saying-
cringe, or is it cringe if you're trying too hard to like be the character all the
trying too
time?
hard to
Shut
be the character all the
the
time.
fuck
Shut the
up.
fuck up.
I think
nobody,
if it-
literally nobody cares what you're doing right now.
It's the same thing, like over and over.
I
Let's
think if
move
it
on.
feels
Talk
Hey,
about
do we
something
got-
else.
do we
Okay,
got
I-
emails?
Hold on,
It's good.
hold on. I have a question for you guys that I asked Marcus earlier today. What anime universe would you be transported in, and what would you do in that anime universe?
Oh fuck.
Anime, like literally,
Anime.
it does have to be like an anime, like a
I'm
Japanese.
talking about like an
Okay,
anime.
okay.
Okay.
Off the dome, JoJo.
Easy read. But what are the criteria here? You can like, do you have the powers when you go in there?
One
yeah.
Piece.
Oh,
Well,
One Piece. It's
okay,
so
okay,
easy.
okay.
Easy One
So
Piece.
No.
easy.
You don't get to choose your powers, I guess.
Well,
In
in
this
One Piece, you
sense?
don't
In
get
One
to
Piece,
a
you
choose.
chance
also
to just be
can't.
a rando in the anime universe?
No,
'Cause that
like
would
you
suck.
just get born in that universe.
What if you spawn in Death Note and you're
Yeah,
just
I was about to say that. I was about to say that. I was gonna choose
But
Death
if you're
Note
not
because
a
like
criminal,
I
if you're
could
not a
just be
criminal, you
me.
don't die.
You're,
If
you're
you're not a criminal,
schoolgirl
you don't
number
die.
16. You
Yeah.
commit a crime and you die. Life
Yeah.
kills you.
Well,
That's
you
your
get to-
that's your
you get to-
experience.
Also,
choose
Kita's
to do
dead
that.
right now. Like
Yeah,
right
Kira's
now, at
dead.
this time, he's oh,
If you got
sorry,
transported in that
spoiler.
universe, there's not even Death Notes anymore.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
True.
Yes, there is.
Like
There's
it's
not even
Stando
notebooks.
power.
They took the notebooks
Shut the fuck up, Robbie.
Yeah, well, you come back and you're in Death Note before they took the notebooks.
before the. Oh,
So
Well,
you're
then you're
like
doomed.
23 years ago.
I don't know. I don't care.
Invest
you
in
just,
Apple.
You just get okay. What would you do? What universe would you be in if you just got born in that universe? Let's say you get to choose where you get born.
Okay.
Sure.
I would be born in One Piece. What they do in One Piece is you're born as a normal person, but you have to eat a fruit to get your power.
Right.
But there's also recorded fruits that you know what power they give you.
That's
So you can basically go after it.
If you have the encyclopedia, which is super rare.
It is super rare, but you know it exists.
And if you don't have one, number one, you will come across one eventually. You will, because they know where they are. And two, you can also just work hard and then be like super fucking strong, like half the people in One Piece.
Right, and also every devil fruit will have you can upgrade the power to a point where you will be very powerful, even though the power itself doesn't seem like it would hurt people.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Like being made out of rubber.
Right.
Yeah. And the lengths that Luffy, the main character of One Piece, goes being made out of rubber to fucking kick ass is insane.
Maybe like One Piece or like My Hero Academia or something would be fun.
I haven't seen My Hero.
My Hero might
My
be fun.
Hero is cool, but I just don't like the way the writing's going right now.
Yeah,
Like
I
in
mean,
the
it
last
sounds like it
seasons.
would be cool though. My
But
Hero.
yeah, being in that universe, I guess would be cool. Yeah, but you would
Nobody's
have to
saying
you'd have
Dragon
to-
Ball. By the way,
Don't pick Dragon Ball.
you'll get your shit
You
kicked
get
in.
blown up every other
Dude,
fucking day of the week
You
and
get
then
to-
wish
if you choose
back.
your race,
That
you get
sounds
to
like
be
a
born as a
terrible universe to
Saiyan.
be in.
So like,
Well, if you're saying you're gonna be
Easy Zenkai.
near extinct.
That sounds
Well-
like Dragon Ball sounds like a terrible place to be.
Yeah, if you're not fucking Goku
I would say
or
One
Vegeta.
Piece
If
or
you're
My
not a
Hero is
Saiyan.
optimal.
Yeah.
I would just be
JoJo's
in,
broken.
I
But
would-
my Hero's cool, but you would just have to dice roll your fucking powers.
I would just
And
be
You
in-
might just get some useless powers, and then you're like, damn, I have to live a fucking normal life.
Well, if you
and
can
all these
choose where
guys
you're
get-
born, you can choose who your parents are, and that means you can know what powers you'll get.
Well,
Right.
sometimes your
Depending
powers
on what
work
quirk
like
your
that.
parents had.
But it's still a dice roll.
I guess
because
so.
Deku got no powers, and
Dice roll.
both of his parents had powers. Deku got no powers.
Well, that's cringe for Deku, isn't it?
Right, it is cringe.
Is that cringe?
and Deku just becomes All Might now for free.
Right.
Lucky, I guess.
Spoiler.
All right. Speaking of
Aw.
Okay,
spoilers,
it's like episode 2.
I have an email for everybody.
Okay.
All right. Here's how it starts. Eat my ass. Eat it. Eat it.
Is that Emery?
No. But anyways, hypothetically, what would be the best way / your fantasy way to quit your job?
My fantasy way to quit my job?
Yeah.
Why fantasy way? What does that mean?
Just like
when you're like, oh, if I could quit my job one day, what would I do? How would I do it?
unemployed. But whenever I quit my job exactly how I want to do it because I'm not a pussy.
I don't know,
okay.
this seems like a weird question, and assuming as if quitting your job is difficult. It's not difficult.
Okay.
It's really
Just
not.
walk out and never.
Or
come
you
back.
can put in your 2 weeks and say after my next paycheck.
More
goodbye.
fantastical than that.
So like
What would you-
fantasy,
yeah.
Like go out in
magical.
style.
Yeah.
Okay, I would.
You get shot in the chest, and then they're like, oh, we need to get you to the hospital. And you're like, no, I quit. Like that.
Why is that something you'd fantasize about?
It's not. It is an example.
All right, my fantasy way I would quit my job is I fantasy win the lottery and say later I quit my job.
Okay. So you go into work, and then you say later, and then
I
you
go
leave?
to work. I say, listen, I just won jackpot for free. Goodbye. Like
Okay.
I'll talk to you guys later.
Would
If
you
I'm
still live with your?
honestly, I would want to work at a place, like I guess serving because I'm unemployed right now. And
You forgot your
I would
unemployment
want to
papers.
have got big in like music or my YouTube got big or something like that. And then some people walk in and like, oh, that's Caleb King, and then everybody fucking or like that group of people goes and like,
That's
Caleb
fucking
King,"
High
or
School
that- or that's
Musical
Ike
shit.
Waya.
That's a
And
High
then I'm
School
like,
Musical.
Oh, I made it. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Let's go hang out.
And that's it.
I made it, and I just pieced the fuck out.
Mine would probably be
And then all my coworkers are like, he's so cool.
making enough rent off of whatever I can do art wise or this podcast, and then committing arsonry. at my job.
Arson.
Why is that your
Yeah,
fantasy?
arson at
I'll
my
commit
job.
arson with you.
You okay? Yeah,
Man.
but
Yeah,
they didn't.
nice stuff to say on
Yeah.
podcast.
For
by the way.
legal- for
Paul.
legal-
He said worse. He talks about blowing people up.
For legal reasons, this is a joke. For legal reasons, this is a joke. Continue.
hope
And
so.
we don't kill cats.
I'm also a guest.
Would you
and
not
I will
actually
be
kill
back.
cats?
I will not be
forgot
returning
there was
anytime
I
soon.
forgot there was an episode where I was talking about the Unabomber, and then I said my favorite music artist was the Unabomber.
You also said you're going to blow up Dave Vecchio.
Yeah.
No,
Who is
he didn't
that?
say he would blow
He
up.
would
Dave. He said he
kill
would
him.
kill him.
That's true.
Oh
awful.
yeah, that's
Dave
the actor
Vesco-
guy?
There was
Stop
someone
saying
else
that.
you said you're going to blow up.
Who?
Let him
I
try to
can't
kill
remember.
you. He's already a felon.
Yeah.
Okay,
And he's an
good
ex-
logic.
He's a felon on drug
Yeah.
possession or something.
Junaid, what would you?
That's a trash.
Junaid,
crime
what
to
would
go
you do to
jail.
quit your
It
job?
is, it is.
I,
feel bad for him.
Come back to me. Come back to me. I'm so
Okay,
thinking.
Robbie.
Junaid logs off.
Robbie, what would you do?
I don't know, man. I don't really fantasize about quitting my job because I got it pretty good at Pizza Hut for the most part. The only real end to it is I find something that pays me more money for less work.
Somebody
or
offers them unlimited root beer.
Unlimited root beer,
That was-
milk, and
You can get a
water.
pension
was-
of
In
100,000 a
JoJo's
year
Bizarre
and unlimited
Adventures.
root beer.
that was my job.
Mr.
at
JoJo's.
Sonic, was
I like
unlimited
JoJo's.
root beer.
Would you marry the CEO of Root Beer?
Yes. I'm answering for him. Yes.
She only drinks that, by the way.
She's a virgin and
she has
she's
horrible
beautiful.
teeth.
And her nipples bleed
Awful.
out.
Why is that a prerequisite?
Because Robbie loves
and
virgins.
she's made of water.
I
She has pimples everywhere.
don't ever remember saying.
Do you love
that.
Israel? Do you love Israel?
I do. I do
All
love
right,
Israel.
all right.
Cringe.
I also love Caleb. So
No, you don't.
Facts.
that's not true.
Okay, my way to. Wait, were you done?
Sorry, Robbie.
I'm sorry. Wait, no. You keep going. Keep going.
Hold
No, I
on.
didn't know. I'm sorry.
Dude, just go.
My way
Dude,
to quit my job would be to rig a cooler, and have it like bleed, but like it's a fake blood,
What?
and like it goes up the elevator, goes to the firm, whatever it is, and people like horrified. What is in this box? And then they open it. It's just a letter of resignation or something.
I
You
guess
know, I think I might take you up on that for my job.
I would do that, but there's just a bum in there, and then
I'm in the same boat as well.
Okay,
I don't want to
man.
quit, but if we
In-
win the lottery, later.
Right.
Like,
In
goodbye.
Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, there's like a bunch of different masks, and you put them on, and they each have a different power. Well, there's this one mask called the Bomber Mask, where when you press B,
Dude, don't tell us this power.
When you press B, you blow up and you take health. But if you have your shield activated and then you press B, you don't take any damage. I don't know why, but you still do damage. But you can only blow up big rocks. So if I work a 9-to-5 office job and I equip my bomb mask and my shield and there's no big rocks nearby, I can blow up and then leave. That's my dream quitting job
That's
story.
really niche, and I'm so proud of you for being so
Just get a
brave.
Thank you.
confetti
Honestly,
cannon.
What?
Just get a confetti.
Get a potato cannon.
Fuck no. What the fuck?
That's very
I got a
cool.
bomb mask.
very niche, very murderous.
My whole thing is like arson, blowing yourself up.
No.
I didn't blow up.
The Junaid story.
The Junaid story. Would you marry the
What do you
CEO
mean
of
by
Root Beer?
Junaid
Blood in an
story?
elevator. I wouldn't want
I'm just
to
a
make
simple man.
my
Howdy.
coworkers' lives harder.
I would put my 2 weeks in. That's my fantasy. Putting
Like,
in my 2 weeks.
I wouldn't want to make their
This
lives
is
harder.
Robert. This is fantasy. This isn't real life.
I'm Robbie. When I quit, I'm gonna give my coworkers money.
I've never
Yeah.
seen Lord of the Rings.
I'm gonna give
I
him
would
a
not be
hug.
into this.
Don't ever fucking turn me into Ben Shapiro.
You
I'm
would-
seeing red right now.
You would put in your 2 weeks and be like,
I'm
all
so
right, guys,
angry like
I'm
the
leaving,
Hulk.
and then let everybody fuck you.
Yeah, my answer was just gonna be the Chris answer, where I win the lottery later, or the Caleb answer, where my art makes it big, and then I can quit my
All
job.
right, you
so.
can't
Hey,
copy
guys,
them. You
My
can't
answer
copy
is
them.
yours or yours.
Yeah.
See,
Come up
I have
with
nothing-
something
I have
original.
Nothing of
Simple
value to
man.
contribute
Come up with
to
something
this
original,
answer.
man.
The amount of times that Junaid laughs off mic at my joke is so funny. It makes
You
me
could have
laugh
said you
harder.
turn into the Hulk
it's
and then you
hilarious.
fly away or
Me
something.
committing arson
Hulk
as
doesn't
well.
fly.
I don't give a shit.
I don't fantasize about turning into
Okay,
the
Hulk doesn't fly, but he can jump and then go into orbit.
Go to
and
hell
build
and
the
then
moon.
kill Hulk and then claw out.
but he'll still
And
lose
then
to
he goes-
Broly. He still
he
loses
goes
to
to
Broly
India.
for free.
This is your fantasy. You're Hulk and you die to Broly.
That's not my fantasy at all.
And you copy your friends.
And
This is your
Broly
fantasy.
headbutts you 15 times in a row and you die.
I-
That's your
I love
fantasy.
it.
What if Broly was the manager at Pizza Hut? What would you do?
Quit.
That's not a safe working environment. You wouldn't like him when he's angry.
What if you're a bug?
That's not the same character.
No,
Hulk and Broly are very similar.
Would you kiss your
characters.
boss to get a promotion?
No.
No.
What if she was really pretty and you wanted to kiss her and she also wanted you to kiss her?
CEO of Root Beer also.
You shouldn't.
What if she's made of 90% water?
You shouldn't. You shouldn't. you shouldn't.
95% water.
She has black gums.
Can I get a 96?
You shouldn't
She has
mix
gum
business
disease.
and pleasure. So
She's a pirate.
Okay,
She's got a permanent booger hanging out of her nose.
She's
does your
dead.
dream woman
That's
have a
kinda
perma booger?
no.
No eyebrows.
Okay.
I don't actually even think I have a dream.
Her whole
woman.
body's callous.
You get to sit on her face.
She has a lot of money.
That would be a dream woman right there. Someone with a lot of money.
She has ass rich,
Super ass.
Super
but she has
ass.
Chris Word syndrome.
That's cool. I'll out Chris word her.
She went to India for you and can tell you that there's no God there.
It's
And she
okay.
watches
I don't need to
fu-
go
and
to
s-
India to know there isn't a
And
God.
she watches Funny Guy.
But she also stormed the Capitol.
Well,
Got
we are
shot.
not gonna be dating then.
But she's your dream woman.
she wouldn't be my dream woman if she thinks
She's from Canada.
Overturning a democratic election.
Okay, but
is,
she's from Canada.
Fuck Canadians. I wouldn't date a
She
Canadian.
really likes root beer.
She wants you to move to Alaska.
I'm not going to a fucking Alaska.
still has
Also,
the-
Alaska is in America, dumbass.
She tries to pit your
I
friends
know,
against
I-
you.
Someone who ever tries to.
Why is he
pit my
calling me
friends
a
against
dumbass
me.
for this? We're all saying super dumbass shit, and he goes dumbass.
No,
I love you.
low
I
memory.
love you the most.
Low memory capacity, Caleb.
Okay, what about this? What if she has a she still has a soft spot on her head from whenever she was a baby?
I don't.
It's also
I
bald
don't
day.
really want to be involved with that.
I don't think Robbie wants
So
to.
at any time that you got Hulk mad and you wanted to kill her, you could just push your soft spot in.
She gets a seizure once a day.
Yeah, we're gonna say no to
Twice a day,
all
twice a
of
day,
that.
twice a day.
She gets a
Like,
seizure once a day, and you only get to see her once a day.
Oh.
I wouldn't.
Uh-oh.
She's
I
good at
wouldn't-
breakdancing.
I wouldn't even.
Also
wanna,
seizures. But you never know
She
which one.
has $20 in her wallet.
Breakdancing is her passion,
I don't
but every
even
time
have
she
20 in my wallet.
breakdances,
She gets a
it
seizure.
induces a seizure.
Yeah.
She
not
has
okay,
she
man.
has a Walmart gift card in her pocket.
Would you
Good
date
for
her?
her.
$25.
Would you date her?
I'm not interested.
All of these questions, and Robbie still turns her down. Sad.
This is
Yeah.
insane.
Robbie is so picky.
far,
Like,
so
how
far,
interesting is this person,
so
man?
far, we have a girl who is from Canada, wants you to move to Alaska, and is pitting your friends against you. Has a bald, soft
We've
spot
got so
in
many
her
red
head.
flags.
Has,
95%
has,
water.
has no eyebrows. 95% water.
CDO of root beer.
CEO of root beer has,
India?
has a permanent booger. Has been to India. Has a $20 bill in her wallet and a $25 Walmart gift card in her wallet, and you won't date her.
I don't think I'm interested.
Okay, she's She-Hulk.
Yeah, I don't think I'm.
Yeah, I don't
Robbie,
think so.
Robbie,
Shut
Robbie,
the fuck
Robbie,
up.
Robbie. I have a serious
Ginormous
question. I have a serious
clitoris.
question for you.
Ginormous
would you be
clitoris.
She has a
upset?
Gordo's donut clitoris.
She works at Gordo's near the fryer.
Okay,
Why would a CEO
Robbie,
have to
Robbie.
work a fryer?
Would you be upset
Because she loves her
if
job.
would you be upset if a woman played Hulk?
She-Hulk.
Yes, because it's not
Would you
a
be
real
upset?
character. He would be.
Just answer the question, yes or no.
Is she playing Bruce Banner?
Yes.
Yes, that's not.
Would
Bruce
you be
Banner.
upset if a man played She-Hulk?
Yes, that's not Jennifer Walters.
Would you date her?
No.
No.
That's transphobic.
We've just been harassing Robbie for the past 7 minutes.
This
at
is
least.
this is the podcast, dude.
What?
I'm trying to overstimulate him.
Like a cat.
Is it transphobic for a cis male?
Stop taking
to
this
play...
seriously. Stop taking this seriously.
Okay.
You gotta go home.
Would you
man.
date her? Would you date her?
No.
No.
Why won't he date her?
I don't know. Would you date Elisa?
No.
Elisa not
Final
work.
answer.
Elisa not working out.
No, I would not date woman. No. Final answer.
Woman
Elisa-
not working out.
Elisa doesn't love me.
Would you date a humanoid?
Chris word, red flag, Chris word
All
right
right,
now.
Robbie gave me the slit your throat.
Yeah.
I believe
Hand
that's also the no more kind
Yeah,
of
that-
thing.
that's
the no more.
That's the cut it.
That's
right
to take that one out.
The stop.
Holy shit.
We're unnecessarily name dropping people.
You don't know if she's real.
But
Yeah, she could be
no, I
fake.
would
This-
not. I
that
would
could
not
be-
date her. I don't want to date someone that lives with their parents and lets their parents make decisions for them.
Ooh,
Chris?
doxing.
Nope, not true.
So yeah, I wouldn't date Chris.
All right.
That's it. That's the end of the podcast, guys.
That's-
Thanks for coming on.
If
Thanks for having me.
you have another
Wait, are we
email,
done?
yes, we're done. If you have,
No. That
I,
was so much fun.
I value independence.
We can do a premium. We can do a premium
Having
episode.
So much fun.
Just bullying Robbie. That's not
Yeah, I
it.
know.
We gotta watch
Make
the
sure to
tilt
cut
comp.
The garb out at least.
We gotta watch the
garbage.
tilt comp next, dude.
Oh my god, we get to watch the tilt comp.
okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Dude, this is a great day.
If you,
This is a great thing
today
to
has
end
been
on,
an
by the way.
amazing day. We got a leather chair. We did some other stuff.
That was all stuff for the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Just wrap it up, man.
All right. If you want to send us an email, feel free to do so at starbanditspodcast@gmail.com. If you want to support us further, feel free to tune into next week's episode or support us on Patreon at patreon.com/starbanditspodcast. In the meantime, I'm your co-host, Marcus Delzell. You can find me on all social media at Marcus Delzell.
I'm also your co-host, Caleb King. You can find me on YouTube. My name is Caleb Space King, Caleb with a K, or on Twitter at Caleb's Twit. Bye.
You seem to really struggle to remember that one.
Nope, you're just stupid.
Been a pleasure being on. Fun stuff.
I'm
It's not your
Israel.
turn yet, man.
Yeah, it's not your
Fuck off,
turn.
Chris.
All right, go ahead. Someone else.
I'm Israel. You can find me at Twitter. Shut the fuck up, you fucking burping
better out than
retard.
in, I
No
always
better
say.
out than in. Fucking Shrek ass movie. I don't know what. Don't ask me what that
Fuck you
meant.
and your Shrek ass
Please end the
opinion.
podcast.
Yeah.
Please end the podcast.
You
right,
can
where's
find me.
Junaid at?
You can find me on Twitter at Depreswell. Depreswell. Yeah.
There was so much mucus
just
in
go,
that
Junaid.
sentence.
The Puezwo.
I'm gonna go.
Please don't hurt me.
I'm gonna go-
the Puezwo.
I'm gonna go hang myself. Junaid, you're up.
Don't say that.
Don't say that. You'll get banned from Twitter.
Yeah, that's
No, we're good.
Insta deleted that account.
I am Junaid. You can find me on Instagram at Junaid, JUNEID__M.
It's not Echo Junaid.
No, that's my Twitter.
Oh right.
Got him.
This
Got
has
'em.
been Robbie Bland. You can find all my social media at Bland Clan Videos. Send me women that you'd like me to date, and I'll tell you if I want to date them or not. It's going to be a 90% rejection rate.
99% chance it's a no from Robbie.
Yeah, I.
And I've been Chris, and you can find me on Twitter at Colin.
Thanks for coming on the show, Chris.
Thank you,
Let's
Chris.
go.
Let's
Hey,
go.
This episode was awesome.
Spaz out reunion, man.
The
All
last-
right.
the
Goodbye,
last-
everybody.
Goodbye.
See ya.
See ya.
Good night.
Peace out.
Fuck.
Adios.
Mary kill.